Chapter 3, Section 8 begins on page 187. In this section, we're going to be multiplying fractions. So on page 188, first we're going to draw some pictures of what a multiplication problem would look like using fractions. So Christine got 1/4 of 1/2. Right now I'm just worried about the drawing of the picture, not solving the exact problem because the problem's asking how much the pizza costs. Right now I just want to focus on the pictures. So 1/4 of 1/2. Cut your rectangle in half. Then you need to cut it into fourths. Go sideways and shade in 1/4. This green rectangle right here is 1 out of 8. So 1/4 times 1/2 is 1/8. Once again, we're just doing the pictures. 3/4 of a half. Cut it in half. Now you're going to do fourths. The denominator tells us how many groups. So I'm going to take 3 of the fourths. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 3/4 times a half is 3/8. See, Paul bought 2/3 of a fourth. So now you got to cut your rectangle into fourths, and then we're going to go sideways for thirds. 1, 2. We're going to take 2 of those thirds, like that, because we're only looking at the 1/4 section right here. We're going to take 2 of the thirds. 2/3 times 1/4 equals 2/12. If you look at the picture, there's 1, there's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 2/3 of 1/4. D, 1/3 of a half. Cut it in half. Sideways goes thirds. We're going to take 1 of those thirds right here on the half side. Write the problem. 1/3 of 1/2 equals 1/6. Here's my 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1/3 times a half is 1/6. CFE, 2/3 of 3/4. 1, 2, 3. So here's my 3/4 right there. Then you go thirds going across. 1, 2. I'm going to take 2 of them. Two-thirds times 3/4 is 6/12. We shaded in half of the entire rectangle. Okay, so that's the picture drawing. I want you to understand how to do that. Obviously with fractions, I think it's the easiest of the 4 operations. Of means multiply. 1/2 times, a dot means multiply, 2/3. When you are multiplying fractions, numerator times numerator, denominator times denominator. That's it. 2/6, 1/3. Jump to page 191. Page 191. We're just going to solve these problems. You do not need to draw the picture. On the side, I want you to write 3/4 times 1/2. Numerator times numerator is 3. Denominator times denominator is 8. Pretty easy. 2/3 times 3/4. 2/3 dot. I can use that for multiplication. Times 3/4. Multiply your numerators, you get 6. Denominators, you get 12. Reduce it, 1/2. 1/2 of 2/3. I can also write a multiplication problem like that. Multiply your numerator, 2. Multiply your denominator, 6. Reduce, 1/3. That's all you got to do for multiplying fractions. All right, now jump all the way to page 198. Page 198. When you're multiplying mixed numbers, you have to do improper fractions first. So 2 1/2 is 5 halves. 3 2/5 is 17 fifths. We'll put the dot. Then you just multiply your numerators, multiply your denominators. 5 times 17 is 85. 2 times 5 is 10. Simplify your fraction. 10 goes into 85 8 times. 8 5/10, which equals 8 1/2. More steps, it's still the same thing. Let's do C. 2 2/3. 3 times 2 is 6, plus the 2 is 8. 4 1/4. 4 times 4 is 16, plus 1 is 17. 8 times 17 is 136 over 12. You got to simplify that. 12 goes into 136 11 times. 11 times 12 is 132, which takes me up to 4 twelfths. That can be simplified. 11 and 1/3 is the final answer. E, 1 1/2 times 5 6. Rounding, my answer should be 2 times 1. My final answer should be around 2. 2 times 1 plus 1 is 3 halves, times 5 6. 3 times 5 is 15. 2 times 6 is 12. 1 3/12, which is 1 1/4. And one more. G, 3 3/4. Remember the denominator for any whole number is 1. 4 times 3 is 12, plus the 3 is 15. 15/4 times 2 over 1. Write the 1. 15 times 2 is 30. 30 over 4. 4 goes into 37 times. 7 2/4, which is 7 1/2. That is multiplying fractions. Numerator times numerator, denominator times denominator. The only tricky part is when you have the mixed numbers, you have to do the improper fractions. We will work on some word problems, and I'm going to show you a trick on how to reduce the fractions before you multiply in class. All right, so that's 8.6. Work on your practice packet. Good job. I think I just said 8.6. It's actually 3.8. Getting a little ahead of myself there. Sorry about that.